News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Make it a preset, y'all. Well, I was going to start with Kamala's speech tonight on the Ellipse, saying that Trump is basically a fascist Nazi and a threat to democracy. And I want to ask you, and I was going to start asking you, and we're going to do this, about, does that mean anything to you? Is this a winning message to go to the place where January 6th, the Trump speech was given, and then after that January 6th happened, to bring that thought to your head, to scare you and terrorize you and say Trump's a threat? Is that a winning message to you? But then another thing literally just happened. I walk into the studio, and right on the screen it says breaking news. Joseph R. Biden Jr. called Trump supporters garbage. You and me are garbage. Human garbage. I wish, actually I don't wait. I'm just telling you, I'm not making this up. This is not hyperbole. I'm going to play it for you in 1 second. He literally said that we are garbage. And I have the audio, and I am so happy that Joseph R. Biden Jr. said that we are garbage. Trump supporters are garbage. This is a next step after deplorables, after fascists, which is Kamala's theme and her surrogates, and after Nazis. We are garbage. And what do you do with garbage? You take the frickin' garbage out. You incinerate it. You destroy it. You bury it. You are useless. You are trash. You are to be compacted, burned, and buried. That's what you are if you vote for this man. And that's the words of Joseph R. Biden Jr. tonight. And I could not be more grateful for this. Here is Biden telling us today that indeed we are garbage.
Or Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
All right, so we're garbage. And that really is it. And what do we got now, guys? We had 75 or 80 million. I don't know how many last time. I'm not going to quibble about it. And then this time around, there's probably 80 to 85 million Trump supporters that are voting for him. So can you believe this? 85 million of us are garbage. I'm going to tie that in real fast. I want to know, by the way, how do you feel about that? You're a piece of garbage. You are garbage. You're not even a piece of garbage. You're the freaking garbage. I don't know about you. I don't keep my garbage well kept at home. I don't keep it in my bedroom, in my bed. I don't sleep with my garbage. I don't keep my garbage in my home studio where I do all my work throughout the day from. I don't keep my garbage piled up in my kitchen or in my living room. I don't have it at the dinner table at night. My garbage goes outside. I don't even want it in my house because it stinks. It's filthy. It's disgusting. It causes disease. It can kill you if you don't take your garbage away from you. It'll kill you eventually. And so what do you do with the garbage? You put it out, it goes into a compactor, it's smashed to smithereens, and it's dumped in a landfill. And it's either that or incinerated. So what do you think? Are you garbage? Like Joe Biden says, do you think you're garbage? And then the more important thing is tonight she's saying, Trump is a threat to democracy. He is unstable. All these things. I want to know a couple things on that. Is this a winning message? Coupled with calling you garbage tonight, is that and calling you a fascist, a Nazi, an insurrectionist, a threat to democracy, all this stuff. Is that a winning message, do you think? And who's happy right now? Which candidate and their supporters seem happy right now? And I'm being very serious. I'm not being facetious, et cetera, et cetera. Who's happy right now? Who's coming across as joyful, the joy, and having fun? We have Debbie Dingell telling Jake Tapper he might have to visit her in an internment camp if Trump wins. She's a congresswoman in Michigan. We have Kamala saying that Trump will jail his opponents. CNN and others saying Nazi, fascist, racist. So I want to ask you if this is a winning message. Whose side seems happy right now as far as when Kamala speaks, when Trump speaks? And Are you a piece of garbage? Are you not even a piece of, are you garbage? Like Joe Biden said tonight. I'll play it again for you. Our number is 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. The line's wide open. I would love to know, how do you think about Joe calling you garbage? And who's the happy side right now? Who are the happy warriors, Kamala or Trump? And who's not happy? And are these messages that Trump will jail you, you threat to democracy, January 6th, you're garbage, you're a fascist, you're a Nazi, is that going to work? Is that a winning message? And here's the last thing. What are your top concerns? Are your top concerns Nazi, fascist, threat to democracy? Out of all your top concerns, just give me a couple of them. What are your top 1, 2, 3 concerns? Whatever. You might have 3, you might have 2, it might be 4. I'm fine. Whatever you got. What are your top issues? And does the Nazi, threat to democracy, jail opponents, that kind of stuff, does that fall in your top couple of 1, 2, 3 issues? And are you garbage? Like Biden said that you are tonight. 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. We got 3 lines open. Chime in now. I could pop you on. We got lots of time, but you got to get on fast. Here is Biden again tonight calling you and me garbage.
Or Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is just supporters.
Okay, we're garbage. And that is it. You and I are garbage. And the sooner we come to terms that we're garbage, I mean, do you really think garbage should be able to vote? Do you think garbage should be able to live? Do you think garbage should have a say? Should garbage even have a table at our country and our vote? I mean, why would you elect garbage? Why would you let garbage be any part of your life? Garbage is disgusting. It's worthless. You throw it away for a reason. It stinks. Tate and Burleson, you are on WBAP.
The comments about Trump supporter being trash is totally unnecessary. Shouldn't have been said. However, Harris is spot on. January 6th was a blight on American history. It was an insurrection, Trump attempt to maintain power, and she should have been hammering that home since day one.
Okay, is that your top? I'm also asked to give. I appreciate your call about that, Tate. I know you and I don't agree on much, but where is that among your top issues? Can you tell me your number 1, number 2, and number 3? Maybe you only have 1 or 2. What are your top 2 or 3 issues?
Number 1 is democracy. When you look at what took place, and the Supreme Court gave Trump immunity for presidential acts, that means that if he considered, I don't know, reporters, maybe report a story he doesn't like.
I got it. That's all good. That's all good. I got you. I'm not going to refute whatever you're saying there. It's your opinion.
Okay.
What's your number 2 issue?
Okay, I believe the economy is getting much better. I told you that.
Well, wait a minute. Is the economy your number 2 issue, or is it so much better? Is it so much better that it's not a top issue anymore to you? Talk to me on that. Wait, just let me know why it's a priority. Why is it a priority to you? At number 2, I guess you're saying.
I see the economy is improving. The Fed did drop the rate.
Well, then why would it be a concern? It's wonderful. So why would it be a concern? What's your second concern?
It was wonderful. I said it's getting better. It's getting better.
Okay, number 3. Is there a number 3, or is that pretty much it? Democracy.
Immigration. I believe that the bill that was proposed would have resolved a lot of these issues concerning immigration.
So immigration's number 3. That's you're just like the country, except democracy's in like the 3rd or 4th in the polling. Question 2 on immigration: are you okay with 2 million per year being allowed in? Which is what the bill allows for. Are you okay with paying for the defense counsel for illegals to defend them to stay in this country? And are you okay with flying over maybe up to 600,000 a year in addition to the 2 million? So it'd be about 2.6 million. That wouldn't be including gotaways. So you figure at least 3 million a year. Are you okay with 12 million in the next term of Kamala coming into this country in addition to the 12 to 16?
Oh, no. I'm not okay with that. I'm okay with building the wall.
Yeah.
I'm okay with strict immigration policy.
But the bill would let the bill would let in 12 million or more illegals lawfully, and then you pay for their lawyers to defend them to keep them here.
It was a start to get more border
you're okay
control,
with that? Are you okay with that, though? I'm just asking. You're okay with 12 million? You said you weren't, so then why would you want to support something?
No, I'm not okay, but I was okay with getting more. But
that's the bill. Yeah, but well, if you're not okay with letting in 12 million people legally under this bill and paying for their lawyers to keep them here, then why would you want to support it? Why wouldn't you just want to? Why wouldn't you just want the Trump policies that stopped them? And because they've let in more than 4 times what Trump did. And so why would you support what they could just do is, they did these regulations about these new mandates about 6 months ago, the presidential, what are they called? The executive orders. Why didn't he do that 4 years ago? Don't you wish he did? Or 3.5 years ago, Biden and Kamala?
Or maybe Trump should have made his instead of executive order law, and then we could have this situation taken care of.
So it doesn't bother you that
law being passed.
It doesn't bother you that they could have done these things to quell, how like 6 months ago, 3 months ago, they quelled it because the election was coming up, obviously. Why you don't mind that they didn't do that like in January 1 when they took over, or January 21 when they took over? Don't you wish
Trump
they did?
Could have made a law.
No, he wasn't the president. Trump wasn't the president. Trump wasn't the president on January 21st when Biden took over 4 years ago.
He tried.
He didn't. He didn't because he does the executive order. He literally waited until a couple months ago. So I appreciate your call. I'm glad that you're honest. I'm glad that you told me you don't think I'm garbage, but Joe Biden does. And he's the president of the United States of America, and Kamala is attached to the hip with him in his words and in her words. And she says she can't think of anything. Twice in 2 separate interviews in the same day, she can't think of anything different than what Joe Biden has been doing for 4 years, which means they're lockstep. She thinks we're garbage too. And what you do with garbage is you burn it, you crush it, and you put it in, you bury it. You in essence, it's an inanimate object, so you can crush it and bury it and burn it alive. That's what we are. That's what Joe Biden said tonight.
Or Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is just supporters.
That's what you are. You're garbage. I am too. We're garbage together. How do you feel about that? And who's happy? What campaign is happy right now? Is Kamala happy? Is Trump happy? Who's more happy right now? I mean, you got Debbie Dingell telling you she might have to be visited in jail by Jake Tapper, and she might be in an internment camp. You got Kamala, Democrats and her surrogates saying that Trump had a Nazi rally, fascist, and such. So is this a winning message? Will it work? And what are your top concerns? Your top 1, 2, 3 concerns? And what are they? I wonder if it's Nazi garbage, fascist threat to democracy. And how do you feel about being garbage if you support Trump? And if you don't, are you cool with that? You think we are garbage? Maybe you do. You have a right to your voice. And if Joe and Kamala, well, Joe thinks we're garbage. I'm sure Kamala does. So if they do, that's fine. They have a right to think that way. And that's totally fine. It's a little bit disturbing, but that's okay. We're garbage. All right. We have 3 lines open. 800-288-WBAP is our number. 800-288-9227. You want to have a laugh. 2 things. Actually, we want to laugh, but there's some interesting. Kamala's pulling her money out of this state, and it's one of the swing states. That's very troublesome if you support her. And where is she advertising that? I think they're going to look back and say, look, that you were on that thing for advertising, that iconic thing. Yeah, but you still lost. Oh, gosh darn it. All that is next. 2 lines open, 800-288-WBAP, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. You're garbage.
Will you explicitly call him a fascist tonight?
I think what's most important is recognizing that his approach is not in the best interest of America's prosperity or security.
Will you say that this evening? That he's a fascist?
I have said what I have to say, which is he is dangerous and unfit and increasingly unstable and unhinged, and the American people deserve better.
Or Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is just supporters.
Joe Biden tonight saying that you and I are garbage. There's about 75 to 85 million of us, and we are garbage. Kamala says we are fascists. We are Nazi sympathizers. I want to ask you tonight, the garbage thing just came out in the past hour or so, and there you go. So what do you think? Are you garbage if you support Trump? And is Kamala tonight on the ellipse trying to remind everybody of January 6th? Is that a good message that Trump is a threat to democracy and Nazis and all that stuff? Is that a winning message? And who is campaigning happily and who is not happy on the campaign trail? Representative Debbie Dingell says she might be put into a concentration camp, an internment camp, and such. Well, what do you think about this winning message? Happy? 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. Trump just tweeted out, Trump war room. Hillary calls you deplorable. Kamala calls you Nazis. Biden calls you garbage. Trump calls you patriots. Isn't that interesting? Okay, 800-288-WBAP is our number. By the way, I want to hear your top concerns. Our last caller said that he's a Kamala voter, and no, we're not garbage, but his top concern is democracy. After that, he says the economy and immigration, but he says things are going great. All right, 800-288-WBAP. Let's go to Ryan in Dallas. WBAP, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Well, then hold on a second. We got something for you. Welcome.
All right. Well, I'd like to make a few comments. First of all, I'm a Puerto Rican American living in Dallas, Texas, and being called garbage by the sitting president of the United States is absolutely disgusting.
Wait a minute. You're supposed to be mad at a, quote, racist, quote, joke about Puerto Ricans or Puerto Rico. So you're telling me you're a Trump supporter, which means you're garbage and you're Puerto Rican?
Yeah.
Holy crap, my mind is blown! You're super garbage!
I'm from the garbage island, the product of all the garbage of all the Democrat policies that have ruined that island and put it into a debt crisis over the past 30 years. Why do you think so many of us live in the United States of America and not on that island? Because they have ran it into the ground. Look at all of the corruption. Look at all of the disgusting corruption in Puerto Rico with all the officials that are taking all of the money and all of the incentives and pocketing it for themselves. And guess what? Most of them are Democrats. And that is why, as an American, as a Puerto Rican, I can only vote for Trump. Trump is the only person that can get in this White House and remove the garbage. The only garbage that we have in our executive branch and our legislative and our judicial are these people that are trying to undo every single thing that we fought and worked so hard for as Americans.
God bless you, my friend. Great call. Can't wait to your next one, Ryan. All right, one line open, 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. Right next is Wall to Wall with your call. You're going to hear Tim Walz calling it a Nazi rally, and then Kamala being asked about it and saying, yeah, I'm kind of not disagreeing with it. All that is next. You're garbage tonight, according to Joe. You're a Nazi. You're a fascist and a racist. What do you say? That's what they say about you. If you love Trump or you like him, you want to vote for him. Is this a winning message? Will it work? And what are your top concerns? Nazi, fascist, threat to democracy? Is that one of them? 800-288-WBAP, one line open. Chris Krok, that's next at 8:33 on WBAP.
I talked with Governor Walz yesterday. He compared Trump's rally on Sunday to that of one of the Nazi rallies in the 30s at Madison Square Garden. Do you compare that? Do you find that a similar comparison?
Listen, this election is in 7 days, and I think the American people have a very clear choice. And on the one hand, you have Donald Trump, who is constantly fanning the flames of division and hate, who is trying to have the American people point their fingers at each other, or my leadership, which is founded on a lived and experience that the vast majority of us have more in common than what separate us.
Or Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is just supporters.
Ouchity. Ouch, ouch, ouch. That is not a good closing message, but I'm grateful he said it, because at least we now know that we are garbage. And even fake news CNN, Caitlin Collins cannot polish this turd. Listen to this tonight.
When the White House is trying to say that what President Biden was saying, they're putting an apostrophe there in supporters, saying it's the singular, I guess referring to the comedian, that supporters comments. I mean, it's hard to really look at that when you can listen to it for yourself.
That's her talking to Governor George Shapiro. Excuse me, that's her talking to Governor Shapiro of Pennsylvania, who was spurned for vice president because he's a Jew. Democrats hate Jews. In fact, they're not all of them, but a chunk of their party is the modern day Nazis are not Trump and his supporters. It's Kamala supporters. Let me play for you what actual Kamala supporters in the crowd tonight at the Ellipse were chanting.
Free Palestine people. There's no normal people. No normal people.
They're chanting Intifada revolution. Terrorists, kill the Jews. Slaughter those Jews. Slaughter the Jews. Intifada revolution. That's what that means. Kill them all. And they call us garbage. And they call us Nazis. You talk to me tonight, Hoss and Hossettes. Is this a winning message? Which campaign seems to have that happiness, the warrior, the joy that Kamala spoke of and launched her campaign on? Who's happy right now and who's not as far as Kamala and Trump? And is that a winning message? And are you garbage? Are you garbage? And, you know, with garbage, you take it out, you incinerate it, you crush it, you pulverize it. And that's what you are. You're garbage. There's nothing else to say. You're garbage. You are worthless. You're not human. And we are to dispose of you. Me too. 800-288-9227 is our number. 800-288-WBAP. Is this a winning message? Will it work? And what are your top concerns? Is it Nazi, fascist, threat to democracy stuff? Or is that one of them? What are your top 1, 2, 3 concerns? Just name whatever it is off the top of your head, you know. 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. We're going to go right to your calls. Lots of you on hold. I want to go to you now. Let's go to Dane and Emory. Hello, Dane and Emory. What's up, WBAP?
Oh, not much, Chris. How about yourself?
Good, sir.
Okay, I don't feel like I'm a piece of garbage just because I support Trump. I voted for Trump, and my top ones is the immigration and the economy, because I hate to say this, our economy is not as good as it used to be.
Well, I mean, so what do you say? She says there's nothing she can think of differently than she would do than Biden. So then what do you expect then for the economy if she wins?
More high grocery prices, more energy prices, more utility prices, and more increases on our rent. So
the economy is your number one issue. What's your number two? Is it threat to democracy, Nazi, fascist, all that stuff?
Immigration.
Okay, and then do you like that bill that we had a listener who's like a Kamala voter earlier? He said, "I want that bill. Trump stopped that bill." He apparently didn't understand that would allow 2 million illegals to come in every year legally. We would be paying for the defense attorneys in this bill, and it would allow the ones to fly over the border and just come right over the CBP one apps. It'd be like 2.6 million a year roughly, and then the gotaways. You're looking at about 3 million a year, 12 million over the next 4 years. I mean, so is that the answer? Maybe you like that? Is that why we need Kamala?
No, I don't like that answer, and it's bad enough we're giving the ones that are in here now. We're giving them free medical care, free housing, free phones, free debit cards.
Yeah.
They're talking about the housing shortage. Well, yeah, because we're giving all the housing that's available to.
That's true. The Boston Fed, I think it was.
Aliens.
I think it was the Boston Fed that wrote that in their report. So, last thing on this is, where does threat to democracy, fascist go in your top issues category? Where is it? Is it number 1, number 4, number 5, number 6?
I'm going to say probably number 4 because I don't think Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. Despite
so it's your number 4. So it comes after immigration, economy, and what was the other one?
No, they got 3.
Okay. But you are, so it's number that you are concerned about threat to democracy, fascist. Like this.
Yes.
So Trump is a fascist, he's a threat to democracy, but it's not as important as the economy and immigration, you're saying.
Exactly.
He's a threat to democracy. He's a fascist. I got it. Are you voting for him?
I've already voted for him, yeah.
Wait a minute. You're a fascist and a threat to democracy, too. How come that's your number 3 issue if you're voting for that?
Well, you know what? I'm not a fascist. I'm not a racist.
Then why is that your number 3 issue?
I don't know. I don't know.
Who's the fascist then? If that's your number 3 issue, who is it?
I think Kamala Harris is the fascist.
Okay, got it. Appreciate your call, Dane. Next call, let's go to Marvelous Marvin in Illinois, my home state, and I'll go there for Christmas time at some point. Marvin, hello. You are on WBAP. Welcome.
Yes, how you doing, Chris?
Good, thank you.
I'm African American and I support Trump, so I'm a piece of garbage.
I'm really having trouble hearing you. It sounds like you're talking through a tin can or something.
Okay, can you hear me a little bit better now?
No.
You cannot hear me better now?
No, go back to the original. I guess we'll make do with it. Go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me better now?
That's much better. Yeah, go.
Okay, I'm African American and I support Trump, so I guess I'm a piece of garbage. Now, if
you are.
Don't understand,
yes, our president says so. You are, and he told us to vote for Kamala. Okay, so he's garbage. Okay, and then you're a threat to democracy. You are a fascist, and you're a Nazi, a black Nazi. It's amazing. You're part of that black-white supremacy. Okay, all right. So go ahead. Okay, go ahead. You were still commenting.
Okay, yes, sir. If people can't understand what the media has done to Trump, I mean, they're spitting so much venom. And they're demonizing him. I mean, he's like the devil incarnated. You know what I'm saying? Now,
is that a winning message? Is this the winning? This is Kamala's closing message? Joe helped add to it by saying you're garbage. I mean, if that's your closing message, you're fascist. You're garbage is logical. So that's their message, the closing message a week out. What do you say? Is that a winning message?
No, it's not resonating with the black kid. He's got about 20% of black men are supporting Trump, and you got.
Well, regardless of the black or brown or white thing, it's just is that a winning message to you saying these things?
No. That's a losing message. Kamala Harris was not. Elected. She was selected. You see, because when she was running, okay, she never got nominations from anybody. You understand what I'm saying?
What are your top issues? What's your number one? Your number two? Maybe you only have two. It's all good.
My number one is the border. Okay, you got an open border. You got people coming in here. You got terrorists coming in here. You got over 100,000 Chinese here. You got other people coming here.
And then what's your next issue after that? I want to get your top issues in totality here. What do you?
Issue is the Ukraine. Okay, you got this war. We're spending all this money over in Ukraine. Then you got this Israelis killing the Palestinians. Okay, you're spending money on that. I mean, come on. When Trump was in office, you did not have a war.
Right.
You didn't have no war.
What's your number three?
The economy was going good, sir.
What's your number three?
The economy was going very good.
What was your number? Marvin, what's your number three? Do you have one?
My number three, if you don't get somebody, if you don't have regime change, we're going to be in World War III, thermonuclear war.
Where's the threat to democracy fascist in there? Is that in your top 3 or 4?
Yes. If you leave Kamala Harris in there, she's going to follow through on Joe Biden's program all the way. You've already said that they asked her what you're going to do, and well, she can't see nothing no different.
So you think she's the threat to democracy and the fascist?
Exactly.
Now, Joe and Kamala and the Democrats are, in essence, and I'm going to play a bunch more from the media, basically calling us all trash, but they're calling us trash. Now, do you view their supporters, Kamala's supporters, as trash? Are they trash? Are they garbage to you?
They gotta be, because they support her and Joe Biden.
Wait a minute. So you think the people that vote for Kamala and Joe are garbage?
They're garbage. They're garbage.
See, I don't agree with that. I just think they're either misguided or they're fools. I think they're overcome by their blinded by anger, or maybe their political views sadly they don't have a faith in God or their number one issue is politics. That's their life. That's their sphere. That's their friendships based on it, their neighbors and everything. It is their religion. It is their faith. And I think that's why they're this way. But I don't think any human being is garbage.
Well, that's a strong point, Chris. But what did Kamala Harris do when she was appointed czar of the border? What did she do?
Nothing. I think she's a fool, and I think she's incompetent, and I think she's in way over her head, and she doesn't know who she is in reality in her public figure. I don't know if she knows who she is personally. We'll never know that. I don't think she knows who she is politically and what she stands for. I think she does. Hold on. Let me correct myself. I think she does know who she is, and I think I do know what her lifeblood issues are. And she said them 4 years ago, and she has said them every year, and for 30 years. Her values are pro-criminal, pro-illegal, and and socialist woke stuff. That's what social justice garbage. Those are her views, and killing electricity. That's why her environmental director literally said we're going to kill and make everything electric, kill all the auto, gas, fossil fuels. I think that's who she really is. She's a radical pro-trans, paying for their surgeries for illegals and prisoners. This is who she is. And she wants to take away our guns. This is who she is, and I think that's why she can't really be herself, because she's so terrified of you finding out who she is, and she's going to fail miserably. And I think, Marvin, I got to let you go. I appreciate your call, but I think, by the way, I think you're going to see this woman fall apart here. I think this is all falling apart. I mean, your closing message is horrifying I'm talking about Democrats saying this is like Jessica, whatever her name is, on the 5 this afternoon, is like she admitted this is she should not have had it at the Ellipse on January 6th. The messaging, the appearance, she should have been at a factory, at a auto factory, something like that. This is bad. And her message of Nazi and all that stuff is bad. It's not attractive. It's a losing message. And then Joe comes out and with the assist does an alley-oop saying we are garbage. This campaign, what is left of it as far as voting, is going to collapse. I'm going to tell you what I think this is the kind of the good night scenario for her. This is really bad, I think. And I'm going to tell you what swing state she looks like she's pulling out of, and as in defeat. And I'll give you the latest on the Real Clear Politics numbers, because it's still nice for Trump. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's not great, but it's nice. One line open at 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. Joe Biden called Trump supporters garbage. If you missed it, I'll play it for you again when we come back. Also, more audio from a local interview at WISN TV Milwaukee, where an hour and a half from where I grew up, and in Chicagoland. And he asked her, why haven't you done all these things you say you'll do as vice president? Why haven't you done them in the past 4 years? Her response, not a good one. I'll play it for you. That's coming up next on the Chris Krok Show. 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227 on News Talk 820 WBAP. And now on FM 93.3, remember, you are garbage. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Kamala. There you go. See you in a moment.
I think what some voters are struggling with, and we've heard this across the state, is when you discuss your plans, they come back and ask, well, why haven't you done it already?
Well, I'm not president.
You're vice president.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm going to tell you what I'm doing as president when I have the ability then to do what I know based on my experience is a new approach that is about building on the good work that has happened. But there's more to do. There's more to do. More good work, more four more years. Here today, Joe Biden called you and me, Trump supporters, garbage.
Or Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is just supporters.
Okay, we're garbage. And obviously you throw away garbage, you incinerate it, you crush it, and you bury it. So I guess that's where we belong, dead and burned. Meantime, we're inanimate. You can do that to inanimate objects. Meantime, Kamala pulls out of, it appears Kamala has pulled out of North Carolina. They, quote, don't see a path to victory there, one reporter says. Nearly $2 million in North Carolina ads have been pulled by the Harris-Walz campaign. $2 million. The early voting is surged there, and it's Republican more than Democrat, which is, they're basically calling it good night. Arizona has surged as of late more for Trump than before. Here are the Real Clear Politics quick polls. Trump, for the first time I've seen the entire time, Trump now takes the national lead in the Real Clear Politics average. That's about 11 or 12 polls over the past several weeks from across the spectrum. Trump now leads by 0.4. In Georgia, Trump is up a shocking and good 2.4. North Carolina, Trump's up 1. In Pennsylvania, up 0.6. Michigan, up. Harris actually took the lead, 0.5. That's good for her. You know, I hope she doesn't win, but good for her. Wisconsin, Trump is up 0.6. He just went up. And from yesterday, Arizona, Trump is up a shocking 2.2. All right, them's good numbers. All right, we got no lines open. Your call right now, 800-288-WBAP. Are you garbage? Is this a winning message? Say you're a fascist Nazi supporter. Will it work? And what are your top concerns? What are your 1 or 2 or 3 top concerns at this election? Is fascism a threat to democracy one of them, or is it something else like, the economy? All right, let's go first to David. David in Dallas. Hello, this is WBAP.
Hey, Chris, how you doing tonight?
Is this my Jewish friend?
No.
All right, I have. Okay, I thought his name was David too. That's okay. No, it's fine. I was going to say L'chaim. Go ahead, please. But L'chaim, anyways. Go ahead.
This is your retired Marine friend.
Oh, good. Well, that's cool. Thank you very much. And huas. Thanks for your service.
Thanks. Well, I'm going to start off with my three concerns. Number one is division. If your country's divided, you can't stand.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Democrats are doing their best, especially last week and a half, of just demonizing all the Trump supporters and the Trump side. And if they win, how are they going to recover from that? They'll never recover from that. They'll get nothing done. The second thing that concerns me is foreign policy. Kamala Harris is in no way, shape, or form smart enough to handle the foreign policy.
Well, wait a minute. You talk about division. She said tonight she's going to bring us together. Do you feel that way?
How are you going to do that by calling us garbage?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see the names in the last week.
Or
and
Nazis, deplorables.
Fascists, Nazis, deplorables, garbage, insane, crazy, just terrible things. It's like, really? I think the majority of the Trump supporters are pretty sane, pretty serious, pretty educated, good people. And the same with the other side. I'm not going to call them names. It's just ridiculous what they're doing.
Yeah, and I don't think they're garbage.
No, it's not creating any kind of commonality between us.
It's sad.
And yeah, we have differences, and it's sad how and the Obamas have come out, and that's all they've done is spend their time just.
Michael Hussein Obama is threatening. Michael Hussein Obama is threatening us. Barack, I got to go to the bathroom. I got to go to the train. I'll be right back. Michael is shaming black men and such, and so is former President Hussein Obama. I got to roll, David, but thank you for your service. And I think you're right that it's divisive, it's wrong, and it's their problem. But I think it's a horrible closing message. There's no sweet nectar in that message, and they're not happy right now, and we are, and that's really a bad sign for them. And remember, the one thing you don't want in the last week of the election is for you to be the focus. Trump is not the focus. They want him to be, but now it's Kamala and Joe and bad. All right, we have one line open, 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. We continue to just pound through your calls. We got John, Trey, and Angie, and one line open for you, 800-288-WBAP. Don't go anywhere. We go right back to your calls. Are you garbage? Is that a winning message? What do you think about people being called fascist, Nazi rally, and such? Is that a good winning message? Next, you'll hear some more highlights of what's going on. Trump's campaign. Rubio walking into a Trump rally tonight and releasing that information that they just called us garbage, and we'll hear the reaction from the crowd, etc. in a moment. That comes up in a few minutes at 3 minutes after the hour on News Talk 820 WBAP. 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227.